And shifting focus to the United States, it's a historic day in American history as Donald Trump's hush money trial begins in New York City. For the first time ever, a former president faces a criminal trial. Jury selection in the case is currently underway and will continue until a panel of 12 New Yorkers and alternates are actually seated. But what in fact is the hush money case? And could Donald Trump actually be sent to prison? But more importantly, what impact will all of this have on the race for the White House? Our next report answers these critical questions.
The United States of America is witnessing a historic moment, a moment that once seemed unthinkable to many Americans. For the first time ever, a former president is on a criminal trial. The hush money trial of Donald Trump, the Republican nominee for presidential elections, has begun in New York with jury selection. So what is the hush money case against Donald Trump? The 77-year-old has been accused of falsifying his business records as part of an alleged effort to cover up a sexual encounter with adult film actor Stormy Daniels. This was to shield his 2016 election campaign from adverse publicity. The trial will pit Trump against people who were once in his inner circle, including his then lawyer, Michael Cohen. The charges center on $130,000 in payments that Trump's company made to Cohen. Cohen allegedly paid the money on Trump's behalf to keep Daniels from going public with her claims of a sexual encounter. Michael Cohen has pleaded guilty to federal campaign finance charges. Hush money payments are not illegal, but prosecutors say payments to Cohen were falsely logged as legal fees. However, Trump's lawyers claim the money indeed was a legal expense and not a cover-up. Court filings say Trump's team plans to attack the credibility of Daniels and Cohen and paint them as liars motivated by grudges and money. Trump could also testify in his own defense. Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 felony counts of falsifying business records. He says the case and other criminal indictments are a broad weaponization of law enforcement by the Democrats. He calls it an attempt to impede his presidential run. Trump also slammed Justice Juan Merchan, who is overseeing the trial. He said a gag order imposed on him was meant to take away his constitutional right to talk.
2 days from now, the entire world will witness the commencement of the very first Biden trial. They're all Biden trials, you know that, right? And I'm proud to do it for you. Have a good time watching. Have a good time watching. On Monday in New York City, I will be forced to sit fully gagged. I'm not allowed to talk. Can you believe it? They want to take away my constitutional right to talk. I have a crooked judge. This has never happened before, by the way. You do know that, right? Fully gagged before a highly conflicted and corrupt judge who suffers from TDS. Does anyone know what TDS is? Correct. Trump derangement syndrome.
The hush money trial is only one of 4 criminal cases against Trump. Some experts suggest this case is the least serious one, as the other 3 are linked to greater constitutional and legal concerns. However, it does raise the real prospect of the Republican nominee in the 2024 presidential election to be a convicted felon. The trial could result in up to 4 years in prison if he's convicted, though a no-jail sentence could also be possible. The jury selection that has begun will continue until a panel of 12 New Yorkers and alternates are seated, and this process could take at least a week. Earlier, Trump's attorneys lost a bid to get the hush money case dismissed. They also attempted to delay it several times but failed. However, the success of his delaying tactics in other cases related to the 2020 election result and hoarding of classified documents means that the hush money trial may be the only one to take place before the election. Given the subject matter of the case, the trial could reflect poorly on Trump's character and ethics as voters weigh their decisions in November. Even though the stakes remain high, the former president has continued to use his court appearances to rally support. Trump has already warned that if he wins in November, his second presidency will be dedicated to retribution, and he will use powers of the presidency to go after his foes, including the Biden family. So as the trial gets underway, it could certainly mark yet another extraordinary twist in the story of Donald Trump.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.